the Bright Dust Farm. Um, Let me see what this says. Cool. So yeah, I should be in Conan Exiles right now because we have some new players that are being active on the map and doing things. And now that I don't longer have to keep map rooms up at the different locations that I set up, I'd like to convert them into other things, namely Wheels of Pain, animal pens, and maybe even a temple or two, just to kind of get things sassy. Let's see, Raid Shadow Legends. I'm almost top 10 for the Dungeon Divers event. Dragon. Oh God. The Vanguard's totally hitting all of my top 5. Um, the Corrupted is like the fucking worst strike, in my opinion. Actually, no, objectively, it is the worst fucking strike. It is so fucking long and tedious and boring. And it is essentially just a motherfucking ripoff of Death Stranding. That's all it is. I die constantly. I have to jump all over the fucking map. We have to hike all over the fucking place. It is tedious. It is the Corrupted is one of the most tedious motherfucking Vanguard ops in this game. Um, the next one after that is going to be I think the Dreaming City only has the Corrupted. The Scarlet Keep on the Moon. That's my second least favorite. And then my top two least favorite strikes now are the Light Blade and the Birthplace of the Vile. Those are just all kinds of fucking boring. Dealing with the Corrupted at the end, dealing with the main antagonist at the end of the operation is totally fine. I have no problem with her. It's this long, drawn-out hike through the fucking map that you have to do. I mean, this should be like campaign levels. It should. Yeah. And by the time I fucking put an effort to go do something, then it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and yeah, we're gonna teleport you straight up on out there, yeah, don't you know? And then if you get a couple of chuckle fucks, the usual potatoes, who absolutely fucking don't know what the hell they're doing, you could be sitting there grinding a section forever and ever. This is why I always say that instead of having raids be an entirely separate activity, they should make raids be like super strikes, like Vanguard. Like totally fucking crazy. It should be like a raid should be all the strikes on the map. That's what a raid should be. You shouldn't have to. Oh, fuck off. That's what I'm talking about, man. You just sit here, just. It's like trying to carve a marble statue with your fucking flaccid dick or something. I think I would rather fucking not do this. I would just, ah, oh man, and it's all just a bunch of fucking hurry up and wait. Honestly, truthfully, it is. It is really just a bunch of fucking hurry up and fucking wait. You run across this fucking map, and you get these minor little fucking fights, and then you gotta wait. Then you gotta wait in the middle of the fucking fight for more enemies to spawn. And it's like, I mean, if you're a first year, that's fine. I totally get you, dude. You're just still figuring things out. Maybe you don't have the right gear. You're just kind of like, I don't know what I'm really doing. I'm just going to follow your guys' lead. And that's what you should be doing. You should be doing that. I think that the Corrupted, the Scarlet Keep, Birthplace of the Vile, and that other one, They really shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be in Vanguard strikes. I mean, to me, a strike is a strike. A strike is like, you're rushing in, hit the target, and run away. And then we gotta fucking like diddle around with this stupid fucking Tachyon at the end. We can't openly kill her or anything, so there's no one-shotting any bosses anymore in this game. You can't one-shot the boss anymore. That just doesn't happen. It used to happen. It was a thing. But then they realized, oh no, people are finishing the game too quickly and they're getting bored. Well, guess what? I'm not in that camp. I'm in the camp that the game's taking too long, I'm getting bored. I want to fucking get in, get out. I mean, that's what I want to do. It's not grinding, it's not farming, it's just, I like quick, stabby fucking arcade style playing. That's what I like. I don't like these long ass fucking love stories. It's just not my thing. And then you gotta sit around in your ass forever because the sociopaths you're playing with don't want to come in and res you because you might compete with them for bill. It's all about the bounties. It really is. Everything I dislike about Destiny is all about their bounties. Defeat combatants in Vanguard playlist by weakening them with Void. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that one anytime soon. Or that one. You have to get final blows for all of these to count. Every single one of these bounties. For all these bounties to count, you have to get final blows. And it's like, when you know that's the thing, when you know that's the condition, are you going to fucking res the teammate? No, because if you go and res the teammate, that means you get all the shots. Right? Right? Isn't that it? I mean, I'm not even doing the bounties. I'm not. I'm not playing for the bounties. I'm actually just doing the activity to do the activity because... Oh, no, actually, in this particular version, I am trying to get the bounties done because I want to get the Bright Dust. I should probably be playing with rocket launchers, huh? Yeah, okay. And the stasis. I'm so tired of stasis. And it's not that I don't like it or that I can't fight against it. I'm just bored with it. I used to think the Taken were the worst, most redundant and boring enemies ever. Compared to the Scorn, the Taken are fucking awesome. But that's the business model for Bungie Studios these days. In order to make something they made better again, in order to make something better, they have to make something worse. That's how they do it. Instead of just like, making something better, they want to make something else worse and then force you to play it so that you'd be like, wow, I mean, at least now I can understand why they did it the way they did it, because otherwise it'd be so boring. I don't know. Did I ever tell? I think I told you guys this story. When I was in grade school, around the third grade, I want to say, that it may be what 9, 10 years old, which coincidentally was about the time my mom and dad started doing their full-on raging fights in the house. Anyway, I kept getting really. It was weird. It was like I'd get really good grades, then I'd get really bad grades. I'd get really good grades, then I'd get really bad grades. And it seemed like the subjects that I was most interested in, I did get good grades in. Um, and then the other ones, it was like, sometimes I would get an A, sometimes I'd fail the whole fucking, assignment. And so they were like, we don't know what's going on. So, well, I mean, in hindsight, I could tell you that, the times where I was the least interested in schoolwork was probably about the times I was the most interested in making sure that my little brother and sister weren't at a risk, as, being in the crossfire and shit. But that's a different topic altogether. This is all about my attention levels versus my activities. And here's the problem. So they went ahead and they gave me a bunch of evaluations. They had a bunch of, specialists come in and counselors and talk to me and stuff like that and give me tests and shit like that. And they finally came to the conclusion that it's not a learning disability that I have. It's the fact that I am so utterly fucking bored with the subject matter. Um, because apparently, and I'm not saying this as a flex, this is just, this is the narrative that was given to me. Because, I mean, here in third grade, do I really remember very much of what was happening in third grade other than the times that I fought with my bullies? But anyway, apparently I was intelligent enough and caught on quick enough to what was being done that the repetitive, excessive nature of the studies bored the fuck out of me. And so rather than actually do the work, I would sit there and, draw spaceships and racing cars and monsters and stuff like that, and just basically be a dork, and which is probably also why I had bullies. But yeah, because at first they thought maybe I was cheating, and that's that I was just inherently a bad student, and the times where I got A's and B's was because I was copying somebody else's work. And then they realized, no, he's just, advanced enough that we're not challenging him enough. And I notice that in myself. If I don't feel like I'm being engaged, if I don't feel like I'm not necessarily being challenged, but incentive, if I don't feel any sense, if I don't see any direct incentive to what's happening, um, whether it's for my own personal enjoyment or, bringing me happiness seeing other people have fun, um, I don't really get involved in it, and I get tired of doing the same shit over and over. Like this enemy here. I mean, she's overshielded, and you have this mechanic that you have to do to fucking break her overshields. And honestly, all I really want to do is just come in here. I mean, you want to know why I don't play a warlock or a titan? Okay, I'll tell you why I don't play a warlock or a titan. Because they're boring. Because in spite of the fact that they are overpowered, you have to fucking still sit there and slog through a bunch of enemies to get to, how many licks to the center of the Tootsie Roll? I mean, the Tootsie Pop kind of scenario. Eventually I just want to take a bite and get it over with. And yeah, with a Warlock and a Titan, I can do that. I can take a bite and just get it over with. But that's not going to matter because you still have to go through all these different stages and these chases and these mechanics. And I stopped playing a Warlock, and I stopped playing a Warlock because I just couldn't get the timing of Warlocks. I realized that I'm not that good with Warlocks. But I stopped playing a Titan, which is a total boss character class, by the way. You could really dominate with a Titan. I stopped playing the Titan because there was no point in playing the Titan. It didn't matter if I could Fist of Havoc the bitch right into oblivion because she'll go immune halfway through my super and I'll have to chase her ass across the fucking map and throw more stupid glowing balls at her face. And, I mean, yeah, so when the game started pushing hardcore, into the mechanics of the game, of the activity, instead of the skill of the activity, I mean, there's no skill involved. I think that's really what it comes down to, is that the strikes like the Corrupted, they don't test your skills. They don't test your team coordination. They don't test your abilities. They're not challenging. It's just some stupid fucking shenanigans with the mechanics that you have to fucking, you know, wow, like, my character classes are really awesome because I have skills. Not even close. Not even fucking close. It's just not worth it. So I've decided, well, you know what? Titans are boring to play. Warlocks, I really don't have the patience for. Might as well just enjoy myself and play a hunter. I gotta go check my tater tots. So I'm guessing the next strike is probably going to be the Scarlet fucking Keep. Place your bets. No fair skipping ahead. I mean, you can look at my stats and you can see just how fuck and uninterested I am in this activity. And everything has to be final blow. You have to get the final fucking shot in order for it to count. You don't get credit for assisting. Oh God. This is the essentials of what it is to be grinding. Literally, this is it. I'm actually fucking looking at Instagram right now. Who the fuck what? That's a cool map. Oh my god, it's the Warden of Nothing. Yay! Oh, this is done. I don't need this anymore. Cool. We finally got a fucking peace of mind pattern. It's excellent. Now, the Warden of Nothing, you can actually one-shot him. The Inverted Spire, yeah, if everybody's all together working in concert, the Inverted Spire is a true test of team coordination and player skill. Warden of Nothing is kind of just a fucking full frontal assault. It really doesn't have much in the way of team coordination and player skill involved in it. And again, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, though. You see, it's just it's not a bad op. It's just not a very imaginative one. You know, that's the thing I like. I like things with imagination. I like things that show a little bit of, you know, somebody was creative and had an inspired moment when they did this. You know, they were like, oh, kill. I mean, dodging trains is kind of like okay, but it's kind of like also whatever, you know. And then Ghost, of course, spawns your fat ass all the way to the fuck at the back of the fucking track, and you can't use your Sparrow. Yeah, it's really just a bunch of hiking. You know, all these ops, they're all just a bunch of fucking hiking. It's like, don't call them operations, call them maneuvers, because that's all you're doing. You're just on maneuvers. It's kind of insulting to call them operations. I guess if you really want to think about what a strike was and how I evaluate all Vanguard activity in terms of what they really are, you have all the strikes from the first Destiny. A couple of them have come back to us, like the Devil's Lair, and the Fallen Saber. Fallen Saber was like one of the first times we started encountering mechanic-driven boss encounters, with the shields and shit. I don't remember the Saber going immune though during that strike in Destiny 1. I don't remember that. I don't remember too many immunity phases. Immunity phases were something that happened in raids, or that kind of thing. Immunity phases weren't something you encountered in strikes. Strikes were supposed to be like, yeah, get in, kill shit, get loot, that kind of thing. Raids were the big old drawn out love stories. They were the ones that you were like, yeah, we're digging in for the afternoon. I'm gonna play a game of Big Board Warhammer 40k. 6 hours later, yeah. Now everything is just hike. Let's see how long we can keep them in the game playing. And then you don't even really get that good a loot, you know? You really don't. I mean, and again, that's going to be relative um, to the fact that, you know, I've been playing and really tuning my stuff, thinking about what it is that benefits my playstyle versus, you know, the meta that's out there. And it's just, you know, I mean, it's not complicated. It really isn't. What I do is not that, you know, powerful or broken, or it's not like some massive insight into things. It's not like, you know, the wisdom of ages speaking here. It's just, you know, a little bit of fucking realistic common sense applied to some generalized, you know, concepts. I'm at maximum fucking goddamn whatever these fucker things are called. Now it's just appreciating returns. That's another thing about Guardian games I don't like. Is they put a fucking cap on your collection. You have to fucking make these trips to the fucking tower. It's like, why? Why do you need to? Why do you need to do that? Today's the reveal stream. Magic. Oh.
Kill them dead.
You know, I think what I'm going to do is take the time to go through these strikes at the planetary level, and meaning not in the random playlist. And I'm going to study the maps and maybe try to build some of this stuff for like a game of Fire Team, not Kill Team, not Warhammer 40k Kill Team. I'm talking Fire Team, which is their little quick rules that it's all on a hex grid, so it's like super easy to move around on and stuff. But I think it's kind of cool. I mean, I've always liked the environment for Destiny. It's got that Warhammer Grimdark kind of vibe to it, or that, you know, Wasteland Revival, or what is it, Wasteland Recovery survival kind of game feel to it. I think Destiny would have been great as an actual open world survival game. I think it probably would have. It probably definitely would have given things like Ark and Rust, and maybe even Conan Exiles a run for their monies. We're not going to win this. This is where I'm talking about when the potatoes come in. The player's not entirely familiar with the mechanics of the game, because there's too many fucking mechanics in this game. There are too many fucking little pieces to worry about. I mean, that's why I don't play big board 40k or a full version of Kill Team, because it's too complicated. There's too much shit to fucking have to handle and manage. I don't want to fucking have to manage a fuck ton of resources when I play. I just want to play. I mean, if I go play baseball, I don't have a fuck ton of... There's not a lot of fucking rules you got to worry about in baseball. Same goes for basketball. Football is a little bit weird. Soccer, aka British football, is a little even weirder because I don't still understand offsides. I never will fucking understand offsides. chess is not so bad. I mean, you've got 9 basic moves to worry about, right? Is it 9? Let's see, no, rook, bishop, knight, king, queen, pawn. 6 basic moves to worry about. 6 basic pieces to worry about as far as mechanics go. The mechanics of calling check, the mechanics of, getting up and down board, the mechanics of manipulating mid and late game, all that stuff. Chess is complicated because I found that the fewer moving parts you have in a game, mechanics, the more strategy and diversity of tactics you can actually employ. Um, I mean, again, at high levels of chess play, you're going to end up with, the things called gambits. Everyone's going to have this particular pattern. If I move this way, I know my opponent's going to react in one of X number of ways. So then I have to think about, what my reactions will be to each of those actions, and then he's thinking about the same thing. So that's why you're thinking 4 or 5, 6, 7 moves ahead, basically. And then you get like a game like Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition. Now, I personally think that the majority of the base game is pretty damn cool, and I understand that a lot of what they put in there, a lot of what people play is actually the option rules just kind of taken to the next level, um, and that's fine. Why did you die? How did you die? Please don't be dead. I need you fucking assholes so we can fucking one phase the goddamn boss. Thank you, gods. That's a strike. That right there is a strike. That is an awesome thing that happens. That's what it all is about. I keep wanting to pick up those stupid medals, but I know I don't have the fucking room to do so.
I might be looking for someone to watch my back one of these days. To bring some major
Alright, let's get the fuck on out of here.
you for hire.
Have to go back to the fucking tower, drop off the fucking medals, then fucking back out to the playlist so I can finish up the fucking bounties. It is the essentials of grinding. How many more do we got to do? One more. Oh, well, that's gonna be all right. Anyway, yeah, I think I've meandered enough. I'm gonna go. My tots are done, and I'm gonna go throw some eggs and meat on the griddle and fucking have some brunch. If you made it this far, thanks for stopping by. Yeah.